Well, hey, y'all, and welcome to the Everyday Truths podcast, where we make faith real and relevant so we can live it out in our everyday lives. Today, I am joined by my co-host, Tiff, and we're going to be talking about how to slow down in a crazy and fast-paced world. We're going to get into just the pitfalls that Tiff and I have fallen into ourselves, what we see in the world around us, how to juggle the craziness of life, and the importance of Sabbath. And so if you live in a fast-paced world, which we all do, this is going to be a great episode for you. And so let's get into it. Well, hey there, Tiff and everyone. Welcome to another tabletop episode of the Everyday Truths podcast, where we make faith real and relevant so we can live it out in our everyday lives. And so
every day,
once again, I'm joined by my friend TJ Tiffany.
That is me.
First, middle, last name.
Yep.
And today, these tabletop episodes, what we've been doing is just taking questions and topics that folks have, kind of sent in. I asked online, got so many questions. So many great faith, like how to navigate life, so many of them are very practical because isn't that the thing?
Yes.
Like, that's what I'm here for. Yes, there are actually some deep theological questions.
Yeah.
And some of them we're going to answer, but only like if they're really, really like, this is going to affect my day to day. If it was like another like kind of like deep theological thing, I kind of messaged folks back and forth and just been like, hey, is this this is a question that you have? Like, do you want to talk about this? Or are you just like throwing something out there? And And so
she's saying that she's taking care of all of the people.
Taking care of business.
Sing it, girl.
Okay, so we'll just cut that. So answering questions, and it's been a lot of fun just getting to kind of interact. Stop, no coughing.
Sorry.
No coughing during recordings. And so had a lot of fun just like interacting with these little questions. I'm just so grateful that people, trust us to kind of speak into these things. And so the deal is we talk about them for 15 minutes. We have an hourglass here that counts that. But first, my favorite part of every episode, the game.
My least favorite part.
I actually haven't thought about a game yet.
Give her 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, 1. We're going to play Desert Island. Okay, so Desert Island is, if you've never played the game Desert Island, it's like you're trapped on a desert island for forever, or we'll say for some amount of time, and you're only allowed to bring some set number of things.
Okay.
And you pick different topics, and so let's do movies. Desert Island.
Oh, okay.
Like you get 5, but like don't overthink it. It's not like top 5. We're just going to go back and forth. Ready? Like movies that you can watch over and over and over again. Not just like, and don't be fancy and be like classy, Citizen Kane. Like, no, this is like I'll, for example, give my first one.
Go.
I'm like, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's like your fave. Yeah. You've Got Mail.
Ooh, man, good choice. The Mummy.
The Mummy.
The Mummy.
Brandon Fraser, like the original
Okay,
one.
it's like one of those, it's like the VHS that was like at your grandparents' house that you watched over and over again. The Mummy. Okay, go for
Mummy,
it. Yeah.
Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, great choice. But like obviously like the 20-year-old one, right?
The Keira Knightley one.
I could do, if we're on the island together, then I'm also game. But also Sense and Sensibility.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Kate Winslet and Hugh Grant and Emma Thompson, and that's such a great one. I can do that one. We'll give that number 3. For Nacho Libre.
White Chicks.
And a 5th one, and I wouldn't have said this, but Wes and I just watched it like last night, Mrs. Doubtfire. I was crying laughing. I hadn't watched it in years, realized a lot of inappropriate things I didn't catch when I was a kid.
Yeah, White Chicks too.
Hilarious.
Robin Williams is amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Yeah. Okay, you have number 5.
I have one more?
Yes.
Probably be another rom-com for sure. I'm a rom-com girl. Anything with Meg Ryan. I'm a big Meg Ryan fan. Yeah, When Harry Met Sally.
Okay. Yeah. What would be honorable mentions, but as far as like genre, like just go genre. You said romantic comedy. Yes. I actually really love superhero movies.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
I could do anything in the Star Wars universe over and over again because I just
never seen it.
That's awesome. I'm not even gonna like get mad at that because it's just you were just such a peasant that it's just whatever. I'm just gonna stay up here on my high horse. And
I saw the first one when I was younger.
So episode 4.
The first
like
one.
old one, like Mark Hamill.
The legit one, the first one that came out in 1977.
How would you know if it's legit? You don't even watch them.
It was in 1977.
Okay.
And so it was like probably 1982, no, I remember my stepdad like set up like the surround sound, and that was a big deal in the 80s.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So that we could watch it when it came out. Yeah.
That's fun.
But I don't remember anything about it.
Okay. Well,
not a fan.
It's fine.
Spaceballs.
I love Spaceballs. I quoted Blazing Saddles like a few episodes back. I love that era, of comedy,
of all the parody
so
stuff.
So good. Okay, we could go on and on, but like silly, like I'm pretty.
Yeah.
But like it's like I love great film, but I'm not going to be like Schindler's List.
Yes,
like no, you don't want to watch that over and over again. No. It is incredibly done. No, we're not doing it. Anyway, yeah, easy watches. Yeah, Desert Island. There you go.
I love it.
Okay, there you go. That was our game today.
That was our game. You learned a little bit more about us, and that's
Desert Island.
That's
How
the
classless our movie choices are.
Like white chicks.
Dude, that's you can't quote it. It's such a not a kid. You cannot
quote that.
Hold my poodle. It's like okay. There's a couple gimmies there.
There's
Tina the talking tummy.
The ones that are popping in my head, I definitely can't say on a podcast.
I know. I want to so bad, but I don't want to have to edit. Okay, that sounds like terrible. It's just they're not great. Okay, so today's question. I loved it. We when I told you what it was going to be, we both like hated it.
Yeah.
Like love hate. And it's such a fantastic question. It's like navigating a fast-paced world, basically. Ugh. Navigating slowing down in a fast-paced world. Okay? Ready?
Yep. So we're flipping the hourglass. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Let's go. Okay, can we talk about like the status quo right now in our culture?
Yeah, go.
What language do we use? Like, look, she does it all. How does she do it all? All those things. Like, we have idolized busy, and if you're busy, you're important. If you're not, you're lazy. You're whatever. Like, we have idolized it.
We have misdefined busy with hustle.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
But I would say both have their downside. Like hustle. Like busy is like...
Yeah, but we automatically assume busy means that, they're hustling and they're going towards their best life and they're doing this and they're doing that and look at them. They're hustling. Well, no, maybe not.
Well, let's think about it this way, though, because it's like... So kind of around my age, I have lots of friends that have kids. I have lots of friends who don't, but lots of friends who have kids. And it's like they're in baseball, they're in soccer, they're in a... Like, it's like they fill their lives with so many things. There's nothing wrong with sports, but fill their lives with so many things. And I would say it's not even, I would call that busy, not hustle. I think hustle goes into like the job world. Maybe not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about slowing down.
Yeah, it could be.
We're not talking about, let's just start there. We have idolized it so much when it comes to our kids. It's like we can want to create opportunity after opportunity after opportunity because that's what Instagram, that's the pictures that we see. And
even without kids, right?
That is the idol. If you are busy, if you are hustling, you are important. Mm-hmm. And man, okay, how's that working for you?
Yeah.
Like seriously, like if that's you and you're like, I can do it all, I can do it. Like, how's it working for you? Because I do know some high energy people that really they are killing it.
Knocking it out.
And but they're that language right there. Mm-hmm. Like they are killing it as compared to like somebody who is like failing.
Right.
Even our language about it. So we'll just say they are thriving in the hustle. Not all of us thrive in the hustle.
Right. Most of us don't.
Oh, we don't.
Most of us don't.
We're exhausted and you don't get the best version of yourself. Hustle also doesn't allow like a lot of time to like be, but also to be good at things.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and that can be a whole other podcast because there's
slow it down.
Well, there's this idea of should we concentrate on one thing and be really great at it, or should we do a lot of things? And it's not the same podcast, but it's a good question to ask ourselves. Yeah. But anyway, that was a little tangent.
Anyway, so let's start from that premise because I think that is absolutely the case. It has become become the ideal in lots of people's minds. And no, we are seeing a deviation from that. I think especially folks my age. No, like up through like our let's go like low Gen X, high millennial, like this zennial kind of thing. It's crazy how much we're seeing people leave the job force. we're seeing people go and like, sorry, I'm kicking you. Yeah, it's small table. We're seeing folks go and opt to leave the hustle and opt to go and do the homesteading thing, or opt to go and do, maybe I think a lot because I follow all those people because that's what I want for my life. But we are seeing folks leave the job force for alternative things because they're like, I can go over here. I can do my own thing. I can enter this realm. I don't have to work as many hours. I don't have to work as many days of the week. And you go up a couple generations and we're like, that's lazy. That's all of these things. But I think we're seeing generations that we may swing too far, but that are going, hustle isn't working for me. Hurry isn't working for me.
Well, I think one of the things that we have to, when you're saying, look at what is our climate today, right? Our climate is so social media heavy. So we're living in a climate of comparison. Yes. I think that's where we start.
Fantastic. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're living in a climate of comparison. And so that's where we have to start with this, right? The question that was asked was, how do you slow down in such a fast-paced world? The world seems fast-paced when you're on social media. When you're scrolling and you're looking that this person's doing this and this person's doing that and this person's doing this. I think that, yes, I think that the world has always been fast-paced relative to its decade. I think there's because
of course
we're always moving forward. Yes. Right. And so I mean,
that's life. Can we pretend like let's not pretend like it's not.
Right. Yeah. Right. And so I think that we're always going to have a fast-paced world, but is our perspective of the world and how we are like training our brain to think about the world. If you are on Instagram an hour a day, TikTok an hour a day, Facebook an hour a day, everything is going to be seemingly going at lightning speed because now I'm comparing my life in this stagnant space.
Well, because you're sitting and you're watching action.
Yes.
Oof. And even then, it's like you see all these different people. It's like person A is doing this and they're really good at person B is doing this. And it's almost like, it's like as if you like meld them into one person, like you're supposed to be able to do all of those things.
Yes.
And we also have the ultra polished influencers who are, it's just like everything's perfect, everything's good. And so this is something I've talked about in, we did an episode of it and I've gotten to do some work on this and I loved it. It was like people worth following. And one of the major questions is do they want something for you or do they want something from you? And you have to imagine it's like, within that, there's something that's like, is this actually realistic? Because there's one person that you follow that's like in it with you. That's like, dude, I just want to be on this journey with you. Like, look, I'm really trying hard to raise my kids this way, but the house is a mess. Here's some tips for how I handle this, like whatever. But then there's somebody else that's just like the ultra clean and here's my sponsor and here's that. That person wants something from you and not for you. I'm not saying that they are a bad person. I'm just saying their channel is designed for this, whereas somebody else may have a channel that's designed towards really practical things and everything like that. And I think because it's polished, we can go over here to this ideal.
Yeah.
And we're like, man, I gotta move. I gotta go.
I gotta put the apron on. I gotta bake the bread on the way to soccer practice and then run my at-home business that, sells swimsuits and makes $10 million a year. So I can move to Switzerland with my perfect husband who's in tech. Like it just can go on and on and on. So
that's not actually what's really happening behind the camera. It's so much more nuanced and so much more,
but I think that that's not the only thing, but I think that in light of this question, we do have to look at that piece of the puzzle and the importance of understanding, and this is, I'm saying this loosely, garbage in, garbage out, right? Like if we're processing this thinking this is the way life should be, then that's going to put that pressure on us to do that.
You make stupid choices, you what is the phrase? It's like you make stupid choices, you win stupid prizes.
Oh yeah.
And so it's just like, no, you're going to play stupid games. And I'm not saying that that's a stupid game. I'm just saying like, no, it's a great like example of like, and so it's, so let me say this. It's like, I think we do need to address this thing.
Yeah.
And then let's talk slow down because like we built the case. Everybody knows it's fast paced, but there's also 100% necessity hustle.
Yeah.
And that is more of a reality for some folks. I see the family or an individual that's working 3 jobs because that's what needs to happen for them to care for their family. And you're like, what do you mean? Just slow down, stop idolizing it. They're like, this is literally what I have to do on a daily basis.
Right. To pay the bills.
Absolutely. Or I'm having to make, it's like, it's a split custody thing and I'm having to do this and take care of this and get this person over here and do like, or just whatever it is, or the style of your job that helps you care for your family.
Right.
There's a million different things. And so if you're here going, I have to hustle, I mean, absolutely. There are so many things that feel like they necessitate.
And there's seasons.
Yeah,
There's
often.
seasons. Often there are seasons where you're going, okay, I have to do this. But if you can say, okay, I have to do this, but I have to do this right now. It doesn't necessarily mean that this thing is going to be forever. And I learned that because I went from being a single mom, then I was remarried with, stepkids and had a baby, and then like all of these things, right? So some things are for a season. Yeah. Because now all my kids are grown and I'm like, watching 47 episodes of Grey's Anatomy and like, editing photos and
and for context, because Tiffany's a photographer.
I'm a photographer.
So you have to edit photos, but so there are for sure seasons. It's kind of jokey. Like, it's like, no, we'll do that. Oh yeah, we'll go do that when life slows down. Like, okay, that's hilarious because life doesn't slow down. But if it is, especially if you can this is the end of the season, but then you actually have to slow down when it's that end of the season happens. And so, all right, we've made the case. Everybody knows life's busy. Everybody knows it's fast paced. Like, we've highlighted these different things. And so let's talk about slowing down.
What do you do? Like, what do you do? How do you determine? How do you discern what can be dropped and what can't be dropped?
So this is one of my favorite analogies and visuals that I've ever seen or ever heard. It was in a book that I read, and it was, in life there are glass balls and there are plastic balls, and all of life is juggling. Agreed. All of life is juggling. And you have glass balls. Glass balls can't be dropped or they break. Plastic balls, though, can be dropped and they won't break. And so in life, as you're juggling, often so much of figuring out, slowing down, or figuring out, figuring life out just generally is what balls can be dropped and what can't be. Right. And so it's deciding, what are the glass balls in my life and what are the plastic balls in my life? There's something that Wes often says in the craziness and the busyness, and it'll keep. Like, actually the movie, oh goodness, Atlantis, the Disney movie Atlantis, there's like a funny line in it where it's like, nobody wants to eat the guy's food and he's like, don't worry, it'll keep and keep and keep. But there are some things in quotes that it's like, it'll keep. Yeah. And so if there are things like that you can just assess and go, oh wait, do I think this needs to be done fast? Right. Does anybody else think this is, or can it keep, or can it go away? Right. And so it's deciding those plastic balls, those it'll keep things, or I don't need these things, versus those things that absolutely are critical. And what are those critical things in life? Yeah,
I think that your kids. Don't drop the kid. Don't drop the baby.
That's the rule.
I think that and I think it's different for everybody. I mean, there's the necessities.
Your marriage.
Your marriage, your kids, if you are your income sole provider, like your job, you can't lose your job. I know my husband is like huge on like, I have to have a job with insurance. Like that's always been part of the decision-making process.
Glass ball. Has to stay up front, has to stay a priority.
Especially because Zach, our youngest, like had such severe lung issues. Yeah. He was at the pulmonologist. We were in the hospital all the time. This was beyond just like asthma attacks. Like this was serious, in the hospital 5-6 days with lung issues. Like that was a glass ball. That's not something that could be dropped, no matter what his decision or his choices were about work. He had to make sure we had insurance, So it's different for everybody. Whereas if you don't have kids and you're trying to pursue something, maybe you can afford insurance outside of your job. But like for us, that wasn't. So my point is that it's different for everybody.
And in different seasons, because we were talking about seasons, some plastic balls become glass balls, some glass balls become plastic balls. Yeah. And imagine with like little kids, it's like every moment you got to watch them. You got to do the thing. Like it's like you're
keep on them alive.
It. But like when they're 16, some of those little details are really kind of like are a little bit more plastic ball oriented. And so it is, the seasons is so important. And so,
and I think too, like, I'm sorry, were you going to say something?
Well, no, say that and then I'll transition.
Okay, I was going to say that for me too, I tend, just personality wise, because there's the personality part of this too, is I tend to go high and then low.
Oh yeah.
So I tend to.
Me too.
I'm gonna hustle.
Get
I'm
overwhelmed.
gonna busy. Yeah. I can do it all. I have this like, for whatever it is, for whatever reason that I feel motivated in the moment, I'm gonna do it all. And then for whatever reason, I'll be like, I can't do it at all. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do it all. I can't do it at all. I'm going to do it all. And so it's like high, low, high, low, high, low for me. But I know that a lot of that has to do with my personality.
And so now that we have adequately convinced you that life is full of hustle, like you already knew.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. How do we slow down?
How do we slow down, baby?
Really practically, like sometimes it might be tough, but you got to put down some plastic balls.
Yeah.
You got to take, and you got to, and then really look at those glass balls in your life. I've said balls a lot of times. I know you're trying not to laugh. And so those glass balls, really looking at them and seeing what they need and the care that they need and how you can invest and how you can. And what I mean is really like, it's like if you could write down all the important things in your life, like write them down. And then it's like, you got to cut the list off at like 5 and then decide how you're going to steward and care for those things. Not that you drop everything, but it's really an assessment of, because sometimes something small can feel so urgent. And the question is like, are you assigning urgency to things that aren't actually urgent?
Right.
And it's just an assessment, glass ball or plastic ball, glass ball or plastic ball.
And I think ultimately you have permission.
Yeah.
This is your life. Mm-hmm. You have permission. I give you permission on behalf of Everyday Truths to make that decision for your life, of what needs to happen. Because I think a lot of times we don't feel like we have permission. We don't feel like that we can do that. And when we look at Jesus and look at the way that he operated in his ministry, when he needed to get away and discern, he went away, he prayed, he discerned. Like, think of all of the people who seemed like glass balls to him, that he had to go where the Father sent him. He had to recognize that he was doing the work of the Father while he was here on earth. And so if there was anybody that juggled it, it was Jesus, because he had a desire to heal everybody. Yeah. He had a desire to fix everybody.
And man, like the image I just got, and we're over, but we're going to keep going.
Yeah, we're going to keep going.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I know. I'm going to but it's like, we're not going to do 15 more. I just need a visual. Okay. So
where we're
here's
at,
the thing is, those people Jesus was serving, like, they were valuable. They were glass balls. But the fact of the matter is, like, there may have been lots of moments where it's like, it'll keep. It wasn't urgent. Just because it's important doesn't necessarily mean that it's urgent. And so, like, you know what? Your kid has a ball game today. That is urgent. And it matters if you're there. But at the same time, it's like, Dad, I got to go get new shoes. And it's like, you know what? We can do that next week. And so, or whatever. Maybe those aren't great examples, but.
No, good examples. Good examples.
So,
because we can make everything urgent.
Yeah. Or it's just like, hey, we need to set up the date night, but it's going to be a couple weeks from now, or we need to do the thing, and it's okay. Like, just because it's important doesn't mean it has to be urgent. Like, but you do need to figure out what is urgent. But I love what you said about Jesus taking the time to step away. And, it's like God modeled this so beautiful for us, in that as he created, he gave himself a day, a season, a moment of rest within that, with the Sabbath. But then Jesus brings that around so beautifully when his disciples are walking through the field on the Sabbath, and they're plucking grain, which was something that the law that had been added to the very legalistic angle on it, was like, hey, it's the Sabbath, you're breaking a rule. And Jesus so beautifully says that the Sabbath was made for man. Man wasn't made for the Sabbath. Let's just break this down really quick, though. Like, that's not like, we're not going to get into like the technicalities, but isn't it beautiful that like rest isn't something to be served, but a gift that's been given to you?
It's a gift.
Let's just talk about the gift side.
Okay.
The Sabbath was made for you. God, and that doesn't mean Sunday necessarily. Don't get me wrong. Rest was made for you. God could have created us where we didn't sleep. God could have created us as perpetual motion machines. God could have created us all that way, but he created us as people who need to spend, we don't, a third of their time sleeping.
Yeah.
Who need, if God didn't desire for us to have relationships, he wouldn't have created us relationally.
Yeah.
And so we are created to be in relationships. And so let's steward them well, right? That was like the first command was stewardship.
Right.
Take care of what it is that I've given you. That includes your relationships. That includes your health. That includes your mental health. Yeah. That includes your, like take it and spread it out. Like rest is a gift and you have been created to need it. You have been created to, I think, yearn for it. I think you have been created to be incomplete without it. Did I say that right? You have been created to, you are incomplete without rest.
You are complete without rest.
You are incomplete without rest.
But rest,
you have been created that way.
Yes, but rest also means your schedule. Rest also.
100%.
Yeah,
no.
Right?
It means your schedule.
Right. Yes,
it means
the
your
sleeping,
mental load.
Yes,
it means
the taking,
sleeping.
it means, the going away. But it also means like, you know what? This schedule is the opposite, because you can be doing things and still feel at rest. Mm-hmm. You can.
Oh no! Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can be.
Oh
yeah.
My friend Humby talks about this so beautifully. He's like rest. He's a pastor. He has a really cool church here in San Antonio, but so community driven. But he's like, we talked about this recently. He's like, rest looks like going to a baseball game with my family. Rest looks like getting on the ground and playing life with the kids. Yes. Rest looks like, and so it's not like
rest. I can even find rest in my work.
Absolutely.
Like I'm a photographer, I'm a creative person. If I am, if I take my camera out and I'm going out about the day, like I can find rest in doing what I'm created to be doing.
Wow. Great perspective. And so I don't want to keep us going for forever more.
Because we could talk forever.
Yes. But let's take it down to like the simple grassroots. You're just somebody whose schedule is just insanely full. Yeah. Let's set aside like the rest you can find in work for a second.
Sure.
Just for a second. And just go define the glass balls and the plastic balls in your life. And maybe even just if you're overwhelmed right now, even for just a season, what plastic balls can be put down? As difficult as it might be. Like, what can we just say no to for a minute to catch our breath and to come up for water? Mm-hmm. Or come up for water. Yeah, that's the problem. That's what we're doing. That's right. Well, that's the problem. We're coming up for water. That's the issue.
That's the issue.
Anyway, so you can come up for air. Glass balls and plastic balls. Mm-hmm. What can't you drop? And what do you need to be caring for well?
Yeah. And what can you say, okay, just for this month?
And if you're having a hard time with it, look at somebody close to you and be like, I'm overwhelmed. What is something I can put down? You were not created to be a perpetual motion machine. Rest was created for you, and you were created to need rest.
Yeah. And what if there's something that you have that you can give to somebody else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The plastic ball that you can hand off.
That I can say, you know what? Mm-hmm. This is because we feel like we have to juggle it. Mm-hmm. This is mine. I have to make it all happen. I have to do all of these things.
It's like where people really struggle to leave jobs. They're like, they can't do this without me. Like, baby, they're going to post your job the moment that you leave.
Yeah, there was actually recently, there was a conference that happened. It was like a tech conference or something. I don't know if you heard about it, but it was like a tech conference and somebody got shot going into the conference. Like one of the big CEO people who were going to be speaking or something got shot at like 7:30 in the morning. They still had the conference at 9:00 that morning. He got shot and killed on the steps of the conference he was walking into.
I cannot even.
Right?
Okay, like, whoa, anyway, that's not even what it's about.
But my point is that's an example, an extreme example of exactly what you said. The work goes on.
And let's flip-flop that. You said that you make the statement that you made again. It's you can hand things off. Okay, but here's a really neat thing is when you gain your capacity back and you will know what glass balls that you're like meant to have, you can actually be helpful to others and not in a resentful way, not in a obligation way. Because when you can slow down to the point where you're like your actual personality is able to come out, when you slow down to the point where like you're able to give back, like but in like the best and healthiest ways and life-giving ways, that's what you're creating capacity for. And so what are the plastic balls? What can be handed off? And what can and ask the people around you, because some of them like literally can be dropped. And you can go kick them, punt them into next year.
And if we think about, and we close this with just this idea that Jesus had a community and everybody had a role.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to create a community that can help you do these things.
Okay.
And yeah.
No. So sorry, because what I'm going to say is better. So shut it. I'm just kidding. No, keep on. But I'll tell you in a second.
No. That was just like what popped in my mind. Like Jesus had the person who was in charge of the money. We won't talk about him. He had the person who, he had his inner circle. He had this community of people that if he would not have had people who could take some of the things that he was trying to do, we wouldn't have the church today, right? He had to pass it off. He did what he was supposed to do so that others could do what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I think that if we approach this life with the idea that God has created us to do certain things, and that there's so much of our culture who's forcing us to do things that God never created us to do to begin with.
Yeah, we're all carrying things that God never meant for us to. I'm confident if each of us carried or really evaluated our life, we would find those things. And so I'd say go do that. But no, just look around. Glass balls and plastic balls. What can be set down?
And you were going to say something else. Did you forget?
Oh, you just you were,
I was so succinct.
No, we're going to just do it. We're just going to answer the question because I actually have a similar question. So we're going to make this a separate episode. What'd you say?
I'm so succinct and persuasive. Where's that from?
Is that from White Chicks? Is that where you're going to say that?
No, it's from Hamilton.
Oh my gosh, you've been hamming it up, man.
I've been hamming it up.
All right. So we went over, but I think it was important.
Fine.
Slow down.
It's fine.
We were slowing down this episode. We took more time than we needed. Look at us, winning. And so thanks for watching.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
If you work hard enough and hustle.
No, this is legitimately our encouragement to you. Like you're wherever you're at right now, you're doing great. And grace upon grace upon grace for ourselves, because we're all learning as we go.
Dude, we're
all learning.
We're all trying our best.
Yeah.
I mean, like realistically, that is absolutely the truth. Like that could be a whole other thing, but just believe me.
Yeah.
We're trying our best. And so try your best to slow down.
Just slow down just a little bit. Take a little Sabbath. You're worth it.
You're worth it. L'Oreal. Is that how it works? Sponsored by.
Sponsor us.
Well, thanks for listening to the Everyday Truths podcast. I hope this episode is going to help you to take a breath and to maybe slow down this week as you learn to recognize those glass balls and those plastic balls, what can be set down and where you can find rest in your daily lives. If this has been helpful for you, it'll certainly be helpful for someone else. And so make sure that you share this episode with someone who needs to hear it, and make sure that you are subscribed to the Everyday Truths podcast so you don't miss any of the awesome episodes that come out. And so until next time.